Well, he called me a few weeks later and said that he had a house up in Petaluma that he wanted to sell me at a price that I would be comfortable with.
It became clear that Mr. Demas was suffering from some form of memory loss, which is my specialty, and was unable to take care of himself and could possibly present a danger to himself or others.
So he gave me a deal. This is the deal. As soon as I know who I am, I'm out of there. Now that seemed like a very fair offer on the surface. But I checked below the surface, and it turns out I have to know who I am, but according to him. So I said, let me play another game, because I don't like this game. I don't think I can win. I don't even think I can fuck with the point spread. So he says, fine. He keeps me high and crawling the walls for 3 days straight.
His niece had brought him some tapes from home.
I sat in the day room and watched The Wild One with Lee Marvin and Marlon Brando 140 times in 3 days. And nobody minded.
And then he started shouting at the other patients, something about kicking out the jams and busting up the joint before their brains were fried. Calmed him down with sedation and put him in solitary. They didn't let him have his tapes anymore.
Yes, we sold his house, but the bottom line for me is anybody else would have done that same thing. We sold his house to take care of him so that he'd be able to get constant attention, constant care, entertainment, if you will, food, bed, a place to stay. We had no room in the house. Do you know what it's like to take care of somebody who's got dementia?
I'm the motorcycle man. Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the motorcycle man. Well, I won't do what you tell me.
Over and back of the house, we saw some deer and some other wild animals, and I love shooting animals and killing the things in the backyard. And it's a great time to teach the kids about that. So, $200,000 for the house, $10,000 to pay off the debt, and $10,000 broker's fee. $220. Come on. That's my ideal weight, by the way, 220. I'd like to get down to 220.
There's one young nurse, Pamela, who happened to be my nurse. Very, very nice. Built and very intelligent, very rare to have those qualities together in one person. And still, respect, always respect.
I used to hear like motorcycle noises coming from his room.
That was the last time I saw him, because when I left, Pamela came on duty. And then the boyfriend showed up.
Bad boy, biker, outlaw, rode with the Iron Pirates out of Badoo. Badass motorcycle gang, club, excuse me.
His real name was Reginald. He was English, but he hated that name, so we used to call him Bad Boy, and he was a biker. He was pretty cool. He had this great bike. He would come over always on the graveyard shift. Because when I'd do my rounds, he would like kick back in the next room, or rooms that were available. Being on the bike with Bad Boy was, it was wild. I mean, we'd do these late night runs, 12 hours, we'd go somewhere like Death Valley. A wild feeling, free and careless.
She was into it. She loved getting on the back, She'd really get a thrill out of it.
Red, and he had white on it, and it had groovy handlebars. A great backseat for me with so I could lean back. It made a lot of noise, and it was like low in the front. Once I went on Love Art. That was awesome. All these bikes, all different kinds of colors. So many people with so many bikes. I mean, all different colors, and they were gorgeous. Old people, young people, dogs sitting up on handlebars, engines, that roaring sound, vroom, and to hear it all at once. The sound of the engines. Oh, just the power. All these people with all these bikes. And then they'd start them like that. this was like so cool, and he was great. We had a lot of fun. That night he came by, and he found Emmett's tapes. He started watching the videos, and it was a wild one. And then Emmett walks into the room with a straitjacket. He was like, I guess he must have forgot to tie him down. I don't know, but he walks in with a straitjacket. And he sees Bad Boy watching this video. And Emmett knows all the words to this movie, but so does Bad Boy.
So I think, oh, this guy's all right. No, it's cool. So Pam says to him, come on, get back to bed, get back to bed. And I said, no, let him sit and have a watch. Let him watch the film. Put him in a chair, give him a beer. He's all right. Take him out the jacket, all right? Let him, he's all strung up like a chicken,
His favorite movie was The Wild One. See? And he was visiting Pam, my nurse, Pamela, on the graveyard shift. And he would give her a ride home, but he would come over and she would give him the key to the pharmacy to keep him busy until she was finished, blah, blah, blah. So he sits down next to me, this bad boy, So we're sitting there and we're watching the movie, and we both agree. Marlon Brando is the wuss. Lee Marvin is the man. Oh, yeah. Check it out. Sure. Anyway, two minds, one thought, So we're bonding.
I saw no harm in letting him, sit in and watch it.
So I went and did my rounds, and when I came back, I found Bad Boy unconscious and naked.
I got to the drugs cabinet, and there's plenty in there, and I mixed myself up a little cocktail, speedball, and I'm whacking them in, and I pass out, don't I? I'm out. I go out cold. Obviously, I mixed up the wrong amounts. But, these things happen. I'm clean now. Let me straight that. I'm clean. At that time, I was a bit mad, a bit out of control. Next thing I know, that I'm aware of, all my clothes are gone. I'm stripped jack naked, So I run out, and it's gone. He's taken the bike.
I'm riding on a shovelhead chopper with high road pegs, 4-speed Bendix tranny, 8 hangers, and I'm going 90 miles an hour down this black, icy road in a blizzard with no front headlight, no front brakes, a dead man's clutch. My fingers are frozen on a wide open throttle, and there's no top. And I woke up in a pool of sweat. And here's birds singing in a tree above me, and it's a rosy pink sunrise, and I am covered in bird shit. And I'm in the middle of the boonies. I'm in the middle of, I tell you, I'm like 2 miles east of Cowpine, New Nowhere. Nothing, just trees, no animals, just trees, not a human being. And in the middle of all this, here's these flashing blue and red lights, a siren, a bullhorn, flak jackets, and a Colt 45 pointed right at me. It's the police chief and his assistant, in the middle of nowhere. I must have been born with like a hot donut up my ass, because no matter where I go, cops show up,
I immediately diagnosed some kind of Vietnam syndrome, a Vietnam vet.
That's bullshit. You know what? I knew what was going on. I was born yesterday. It's Bass Lake all over again.
He was belligerent. He said virtually we could kiss his ass.
Boom! I shot out of there like a bat out of hell. I'm gone. I'm history. I'm down the road. I'm following my front tire.
Yeah, my Uncle Emmett's out there somewhere right now following his outlaw code and saving road pilgrims from injustices. He's definitely my all-time favorite relative.